Copy.
Hello and welcome to Full Send Broadcast Network here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. Tonight we have the end of the year 250 here presented by VigilanteRacing.com. Joining me in the booth tonight's Roger Pierce. How you doing tonight, Roger?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, can't complain here on a beautiful Thursday night, New Year's weekend. Ready to kick 2021 to the curb, welcome in this new year of 2022 here. And no better way to do it than to celebrate it here with a race from a super speedway, some pack racing to go with it. Tonight, let's bring up the pre-race info here as practice is winding down. Here's your pre-race information brought to you by VigilanteRacing.com. Through the month of January, if you use the promo code FULLSEND, they'll give you 10% off. Tonight, these guys are going to be going 95 laps around here, equaling 250 miles around this 2.66 mile track. They have 4 sets of tires. That's including the set of tires they qualify on. They have one fast repair, 19x incident limit before disqualification. Now, the big thing that people are here for tonight is what you see right there in the middle of your screen. The winner is going to take home $325 for bringing home the checkered flag. Second place is going to bring home $150, $90 to third place, and $60 to fourth. But the big question we have out here tonight is who will survive the carnage expected here tonight to bring home the big money. Now, the ambient temperature out there tonight is 82 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 55% humidity with a little bit of cloud cover in the air and 2 mile an hour winds. That track surface temperature, though, is 98 degrees Fahrenheit, which makes for a nice, hot, slick track. Like I said, as practice is winding up here, let's take a look at your fastest practice right now, your practice laps. Right now, Nathan Estep is your fastest car around this 2.66 mile track with 48.880. That's a blistering lap time around this track with these next-gen cars.
Yeah, it's looking like the average lap time around here is going to be about 49 seconds, low range. We'll see when they get a big pack together that they'll break 48s, low 48s.
Yeah, and I'm kind of excited to see the kind of speeds these cars are going to get with a full field of 40 cars out here. I'm expecting to kind of see multiple packs break up into here and kind of get spread out a little bit. And there towards the end, that's when you'll see the big money moves happening with people scrambling to get to the front. And that's maybe when we'll see the 3, 4, possibly 5 wide. What are you expecting out of this race, Roger?
With 4 tire limit set, tires don't really play a real factor in here, but when on restarts, that's when that matters. With these next gen cars with the new gearing, it gives a lot of opportunity for side draft and different runs. So 5 wides is definitely possible at this track. It's wide enough, a little wider than Daytona, and we're going to see some amazing probably passes that shouldn't be done but will be and hopefully succeed. So I'm very excited to see this type of pack racing and this type of car kind of give us a glimpse in the future of what this is going to look like.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how these cars are going to react around each other in the big packs. Now let's do a quick little over-under here tonight. This has got to be the biggest race I've probably ever seen with a full field. Now the over-under is going to be, how many cautions do you think we're going to have tonight? Do you think it's going to be over 5 or under 5?
Over.
You're going full-blown over on that one.
I'm going 15.
Wow, 15. You're going 15. I was going to say
30.
maybe 8.
40 cars, 5-gear restart. It's a whole bunch of unknown. We've had these cars for about 6-7 months now, so people figured it out. But even if you got it figured out, a restart's a restart. Anything can happen. I don't know how they're going to do cautions here, multiple car accident or not, but 95 laps, I'll go 15 and under.
Well, all right. Well, I'll hold you to that, and we'll see who's going to win that, because I'm saying 8. As we have about 10 minutes left here in practice, once again, we'll tell you again, over there at VigilanteRacing.com, they have a full line of t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, stickers, mugs, all kinds of racing memorabilia for the Vigilante Racing League out there. Some pretty cool swag they have in that shop. And if you use the promo code FULLSEND at checkout, they'll give you 10% off through the month of January. And also one other thing that Ron Morris has going for him right now is later in the month of January, 1 week before the Daytona 500, he is going to be putting up the Prelude to the 500. It's going to be on February 13th in 2022. It's 1 week before the real Daytona 500 out there. And that's going to be another money race, I believe. And it's already showing quite a bit of interest. So don't hesitate to put your name in the hat to get in that race. Pay a little bit of an entry fee and try to take home some big bucks yourself.
Yeah, as we see here in practice, there's a group of 4 that have been running together. Well, one just peered off to 21, but looks like a lot of teams out here with the paint schemes. They're running really well in 4-pack cars. So I kind of expected to see 4-car tandems, because anything over 5, they seem to be like spreading apart. The bubble's not there, if you understand what I'm saying. So I see a lot of 4-car runs in the future here.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, you hear me?
Okay. And as qualifying has now ended, they advanced the session over here to go ahead and head over to qualifying. It's going to be a 15-minute session. We have several cars already out on the track. Go take a look here at Jonathan Osborne in his car already sitting at the end of pit road. Got that machine fired up.
You take a look at Jonathan. I'm looking at Alfred Denny in the 21. He's already on the backstretch in his first lap.
Let's head on over there and look at that number 21 machine as he's going to pull off. Maybe didn't get that car up to speed as he liked. We now check in with Bryson Ramey. And that 8 machine right there. Looks like he has the 77 painted on it. So a little bit of confusion there on the paint. So just so you know, is if we refer to the number 77 painted car, that's actually going to be the 8 of Bryson Ramey. For those of you tuning in tonight, we greatly appreciate it. You're tuning in to what's sure to be a great race out here tonight for $325. Right now we're in qualifying. We have the first few cars about to take their first lap now.
Here comes Remy across the line. See what he's got.
Nathan Estep goes to the top spot right now. Bryson Ramey takes the top spot away from Estep with a 51.928. So far, we've had 4 people take a time right now. We go check in with Dave Mayberry, the number 29 there.
Very excited to see how Dave does here.
Absolutely. One of the regulars in the Vigilante Racing League coming over here for this one-off race to try to see what he can do to bring home some big money. Crosses the line now. Going to put him P3 right now with a 51.937.
Yeah, Ramy's still holding it true at 51.928. See what happens here.
Heading out of turn 2, looks like down the back stretch.
Oh. Denny came back out and ran a 51.930. He's close to Remy.
Absolutely, yeah. These guys, they have to make a flawless qualifying lap. Hold the wheel as straight as possible. Looks like Bryson Ramey's going to try to practice a pit road entry at speed there, making use of that qualifying run. Right now we've had 21 drivers qualify. Let's go look at the 88 machine here of Carl Staton. Sharp looking paint scheme right there.
Good old Yingling on there. Looks real nice.
Comes through the tri-oval. Crosses the line. That is going to put him... That must have been the green flag lap for Carl Staton. We've had 24 cars take a time now. A lot of these guys really close on times in these single car runs. Ramy with that 51.92. Denny with the 51.930. Mayberry with a 937. Milkowitz
crossing the line right now. See what he does. He held that bottom, so.
Comes across the line. That's going to put him P25 right there. Scott Fritz jumps up to P4 with a 51.94. Hunter Parsons to the point right now with a 51.925. Beats out Ramy by 3/1000ths of a second to take the top spot.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've driven these cars. They are a lot different. They get very loose on the bottom if you're not careful, depending on what kind of setup they have. So even if you run the bottom, if you don't have a proper setup for your car, it's still going to get loose. So they can run the perfect line, but if the setup is not correct, you're going to lose a tenth or two in the corners.
Absolutely. As we're following along with Zachary Cleek right now in that 51 machine, rocking the old mellow yellow colors from Days of Thunder.
Yeah, as you see, he's trying to hold that yellow, and he just, right there, he's good. Going a little low.
Makes you wonder if that scrubbed a little bit of speed right there.
Yeah, he touched the apron. We'll see.
Comes across the line. Going to put him P30. Dean Clavitt comes across the line in P31.
J.R. Miller in the 78 making his first lap around. We'll see what he does.
Green flag lap for
Well,
J.R.
he's
Miller.
taking the high side approach. Okay. Now, this could be speculation, but there might be people hanging out in the back.
That is a possibility, yeah. Trying to get back there and ride it out towards the end.
And just stay with the pack racing that they know, because a lot of these drivers know each other. They've raced with each other, so they're going to have an idea of what's going to happen. So very curious to see if there's some strategy in play here in qualifying off the bat.
Absolutely. Let's go right along with J.R. Miller there with the visor cam. Looks like the second lap, he's going to go down and hold that yellow line, possibly using that high line to get more speed possibly on his first lap.
You know, with the 5th gear option, that might have helped, to be honest. Because normally in the 4 gear, by middle of the backstretch, you're good to go on the high line in 4th gear. So could be a little different. We'll see here. He's holding that yellow really nice.
Very nice, smooth wheel. The tri-oval can make or break a lap time. You see how rough it is for the driver holding that very low line as he comes across the line right there. Gonna put him up to P14 with a 51.977.
Yeah.
We see Raul Meza. His first time around was a 52.131. Right now he's sitting P34.
It's a little strategy in play for Raul. It looks like he's rocking the 4 gear right now.
Let's see if that pays off here in qualifying. Comes across the line. That lap time was actually slower by 0.03 of a second. And right now, he's the last car that was on track. Right now, we've had 35 cars take a time. 5 more are left, but it looks like they may be opting out for either a last-minute qualifying run or just taking the hit and starting in the very back. So looking at some of these lap times, Roger, solo car, what really stands out to you right here?
I mean, it's tense. It's corner exit, to be honest. That's how you lose that 10th. In a pack, this is going to be, they'll be fine. They're going to run, I said low 48s. One might break a high 47. It'll be very interesting to see. I hope they don't do that 4 gear. It sounded like it was screaming, but I'm excited to see it. This is very close. Like, look at sixth place, 6th and 7th. There, it's
dead even tie right there
dead
for
even,
6th,
like
with a 51.942 for 6th and 7th. That's Don Milkowitz and Nathan Estep.
Yeah, 11th and 12th, same thing. 15th and 16th, same thing. 18th and 19th, same thing. I mean, it go down the line at 20. A lot of them are very close, so it'll be very interesting to see.
Absolutely. As qualifying is rounding down here with about 4 minutes left in it. Sorry, math was wrong. 3 minutes left in qualifying. For the end of the year 250 here, presented by VigilanteRacing.com. If you use promo code FULLSEND in their store, they'll give you 10% off through the month of January. They have all kinds of cool mugs, stickers, shirts, hats, sweaters, hoodies, just about anything you can think of. Some cool racing memorabilia they have for the Vigilante Racing League. Go check them out at www.vigilanteracing.com. And those of you that are tuning in tonight, we greatly appreciate you tuning in here to the Full Send Broadcast Network for the end of the year 250. We greatly appreciate you stopping by for some great racing action and to see who's going to bring home $325 tonight at the end of this thing, along with the checkered flag and bragging rights. Hunter Parsons right now sitting on the pole with a 51.925 over Bryson Ramey with a 51.928. Alfred Denny in third with a 51.930. That's your top three right now. Really close. It's going to be even closer once they get in this pack racing environment.
What do you think? It'll be 3 wide before the backstretch?
I don't think they'll be trying to go 3 wide that early, as they have thrown the checkered flag on qualifying. They're going to go ahead and advance the session and go ahead and start gridding. So with that being said, let's take you through the official starting lineup here presented by VigilanteRacing.com. Hunter Parsons on the pole with that blistering 51.925. Bryson Ramey going to start outside front row there in that 8 machine. Alfred Denny in third. Fourth, Dave Mayberry. In fifth, Scott Fritz.
In sixth, we got Don Milkey. That's what we're going to call him for this race. Sixth. Seventh is going to be Nathan Estep. Eighth is going to be Craig Sperry. Ninth, Taylor Peacock. And 10th, Keith Hackney.
In 11th, we got Jonathan Osborne. 12th, Carl Kilgore. In 13th, we got Scott Sperry. In 14th, J.R. Miller. In 15th, Jeremiah Burt.
In 16th, we got Josh Anderson. In 17th, we have Benjamin Bruno. In 18th, we have Kyle Harbin. And in 19th, we have Bradley Wright. And in 20th, Kelly Cool.
In 21st, we got Charles Barnes. 22nd, Clinton Seymour. 23rd, James Jones. And 24th, Josh Bittner. Rounding out the 25th spot is Chris Blanchard.
Starting in 26th, we got Lane Phillips. 27th, Jess Vaught. 28th, Mike Wells. 29th, Dustin Reel. And in 30th, Carl Staton.
31st, we got Scott Posnaski. Sorry if I butcher that. 32nd, we got Zachary Cleek. 33rd, Dalton Martin. 34th, Raul Meza. 35th, Dean Clavitt.
In 36th, we got Kyle Spees. In 37th, we got Rafe Hatlin. In 38th, we have Jesse Nicola. In 39th, we have Travis Travelon. And 40th, Ron Morris Jr.
In the 41st spot, we got Brandon Arias. And 42nd, Craig Potter. And 43rd, Lori Vaught. And that's your official starting lineup here tonight, presented by VigilanteRacing.com. Go to their website, VigilanteRacing.com, and use promo code FULLSEND, and they'll give you 10% off. As the field is rolling down the backstretch here, getting ready to take the green flag.
I don't know about you, but 95 laps of Talladega by itself is going to be exciting. So I'm excited to see a lot of cool paint schemes as well tonight.
Waiting for that pace car to make that hard left turn. Pace car peels off to come down pit road. This seems like the longest tri-oval ever as you're trying to pace to come to the green flag here.
Forever.
Green flag is out here at Talladega Super Speedway for the end of the year 250.
Oh, that 8 car already went down to the low line. 77 with the paint scheme.
Top 5 already single file up there. Rest of the field still too wide, trying to sort it out.
Yeah, curious to see how it's gonna play out. If they're gonna go on the top line or bottom line, see if they'll do single file for half the race, or if they're gonna kind of duel it out at the top and bottom lines. You see there's a 4-car tandem on the top line trying to make it work.
Most of the field already single file here. Got a group of 4 cars trying to make that high line work. But all they're going to be doing right now is heading to the back of the pack. Speeds upwards of 200 miles an hour for Josh Anderson.
Yeah, we'll see here. Oh, we got a car that just came out of the lanes up below the yellow. They're gonna let him back up from what it looks like.
A little bit of contact already. 3 and 4 wide. They better figure this out quickly. And I have just noticed, I think the overlay finally caught up here. It was showing the wrong leader there for the moment, but I think it finally sorted its way out here. It has. We apologize for that. As they come out of turn 4 now, heading back towards the tri-oval, to complete lap 3 here. Most of the field single file.
Yeah, you still got them 3 teammates from what it looks like on that high line trying to make it work. Trying to get that 9, trying to get that side draft. We'll see what they do. Oh, here comes the 4th car on the high line, the 32.
Not sure if they're going to make it work to actually make passes up there. But they definitely are going to stick together for sure. As you see also, you have 3 cars on the bottom line with matching paint schemes, just different colors. Similar to the ones on the high line. Those are the Vigilante Racing League guys, all trying to find their way to each other. Hunter Parsons, still your leader up here. Most of the speeds in this field right now, well over 200 miles an hour.
Last time by in the tri-oval, 201 was hit in the middle of the pack. So they're definitely getting up there.
Some of these drivers are down in the 48-second bracket in the draft. There's a yellow out on the track. We'll have to see what happened there. Looks like Zachary Cleek went off the track. That's that 51 machine right there. Let's go back and see if we can figure out what happened. See the 51 mellow yellow machine right there? Oh, there was a car that got spun. Let's go back and see if we can figure out what happened right there one more time. It's gonna be a little bit further up in the pack. Possibly the 88?
Trying to go back and find it. Having a...
And it looks like the incident actually cuts out. Let's try it one more time. I know whoever it was that got spun, they ended up blinking as they wrecked. See if we can see it from this point of view here. Oh yeah, there was two cars up at the front. One of the cars got pushed up into the wall. It looks like that's going to be Dave Mayberry, possibly. See if we can find him.
Yep.
Go back and see if we can find out what happened here with Dave Mayberry. Dave Mayberry in that blue machine right there that you see. I believe it was his car. Oh yeah, there was a car that was hit just in front of Mayberry that caused that yellow to come out. 51 right there with a little bit of damage. That's Zachary Cleek.
Yes, what it looks like. Trying to get to it. The 9 and the... I want to say that's 81. The 81, the 9 and the 81 got into each other.
Tough break for those two drivers, but luckily there's one faster pair here tonight for these drivers to use up, and it's a crying shame they have to use it this early, being that we're only 7 laps into the 95 scheduled laps of tonight's race. Tough break for those drivers.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of that tonight. People just getting loose off the corner. Like I said earlier, it's coming off the corner. If it's not correct, it'll get a little sideways on you. You're gonna get a little bit of contact. So just the air will move you just enough that you'll go either suction up to the car above you or below you. Just depends on what line you're running.
Absolutely. And I'm kind of expecting us to go 1 to green when they cross the line here.
What it's sounding like, I'm gonna check real quick. Race car lights, they go out.
Lights are out. They're going to double them back up. We're going to try this one more time.
The 0 of Hunter Parsons opting for the outside lane.
The interesting choice.
It really is, if you think about it on restart wise, but in the long run, if he can get someone to come with him, it'll pay off on that run off the corner.
Absolutely.
But he has to get someone to come with him. If he has no help, then he's going to go behind that 8 car. So we'll see what happens.
And as it shows on the overlay on the tower, you see that we have 27 cars still running from 28th to 40th is out. I do not believe that's correct. It may just be that those cars are not loading in. We'll have to see under the next caution if I can fix that to see those cars. Are you showing those cars on your screen there, Roger?
It's showing that we have 38 cars right now. We had one disconnect, so I'm trying to figure that out as well because I'm having that issue as well.
Pace car peels off. They're making their way through the tri-oval now, coming to green. Green flag is back out here at Talladega Super Speedway. Hunter Parsons with a huge jump. Going to drop down in front of that 77 machine there of Bryson Ramey. Going to leave Scott Fritz out to dry. Looks like Alfred Denny's going to let Fritz in line there. Most of the field already has it figured out to back to single file.
I had to go in my settings there and adjust the amount of cars I can see. That was my issue. We have 38 cars on track.
That must have been one of my settings that I accidentally overlooked before the race. As soon as we have an opportunity, I will fix that where we can see all the cars at one time.
Yeah, as I can see, they are all single file on the bottom line. There is 2 cars on the top line. Everybody else is on the bottom seeing, but those 2 cars on the top are beating that whole bottom line on the backstretch.
Absolutely, and those 2 are teammates with the matching paint jobs. That looks to be
the 69. And
looks like Charles Barnes up there by himself in that 21 machine.
I'm trying to
with a whole slew of vigilante guys right there, 5 deep, nose to tail. Kind of a second pack is forming. And a little bit of contact there. That one car being on the high lane, being able to side draft. As we have a car spinning.
Car. Single car. I don't know if they'll put it out.
That looked to be like the 96 of Benjamin Bruno that got spun around there. He's falling all the way back to 36th. As it looks to be like your top 9 have separated themselves single file from the rest of the field here. Really organized up here.
So I went back and watched. The 96 was on the high line and he tried to come to the bottom and just didn't have enough room. And the 29 just clipped him barely. Just didn't have the room for it. But single car accident, he got it rolling, so curious to see.
As we see right there, Hunter Parsons is still your leader. He's led every lap of this race so far. All 12 of them working on lap 13 right now. Everyone's kind of single filed out, biding their time, riding around for the end of this thing. Now,
yeah, kind of smart to do. 95 laps, play the game. Oh, we got the 69 though. He's trying to make a move on the outside. Trying to use that side draft, see what he can do. I don't think he's gonna make it.
And all that's going to do is slow up these guys. Oh, a little bit of contact. The 7 of Josh Anderson. A little bit of damage on that right rear quarter panel. See it wrinkled up a little bit there. Question is that going to hurt that 7 machine? We're looking at Chris Blanchard right there. Running in 19th, just minding his own business, just trying to make it to the end of this thing for the money window to open up. Once again, for those of you tuning in, we greatly appreciate you tuning in to the Full Send Broadcast Network. Tonight, we're showing you the end of the year 250 presented by VigilanteRacing.com. Through the month of January, till the end of January, if you use the promo code FULLSEND, they'll give you 10% off at checkout.
Very curious to see here. I don't know if you've noticed, but there is a second pack that's kind of laying back, led by the 753 of Jeremiah Burke. They're not with the lead pack. They're probably about a second and a half, maybe 2 seconds back, but they're all together.
It looks very organized too.
Very organized. Very curious to see if that's a play they're gonna do. Maybe it's fuel strategy too.
That's a possibility. As they cross the line, we see the times popping up here. They're running roughly the same speeds. Let's look at the last lap time they came by. That's going to be Jeremiah Burke in that 753 right there in the middle of your screen, leading that second pack. His last time by, he ran. We find him on the overlay here. His last time by, he ran a 49.42. And Keith Hackney is the last car in that lead pack, and they ran a 49.64. So they're about 0.2 faster that last time by. Let's see if it changes this time.
He's only 2 seconds off the leader, and they're all 2 seconds. So it seems it might be a strategy play here.
That
because
last
they're staying at 2 seconds.
Yeah, that last time by, they were a 10th slower than the lead pack, which is kind of interesting. Makes you wonder.
Contact between the 33 and 22.
Looks like they're going to get that sorted out there.
33 came back in line. See, as I cross the line here, what that margin's going to be. As we have a car in the apron, not passing any cars.
That lead pack still very organized here, led by the 16 of Hunter Parsons. His paint scheme shows the 0.
The 37 dropped all the way back to the tail end of that second pack. He was up there in the 4th spot. Oh, we have a caution.
Oh, the yellow comes out. Jess Vault involved, looks like. Let's see if we can find out what happened here in the replay. Jess Vault, that green and silver 33 machine right there. Looks like he went down on the apron. Oh yeah, he got turned big time by the 22. Major contact with the outside wall. Tough break for that 33 machine.
Yeah, Poznowski in the 22. Oh, that's a hard one to say. Yeah, you're right with the butcher. Just what it looks like, pushing them, and 33 got a little loose, and that's what went below the yellow. Tried to come back up, and just wasn't room there.
All right. Now, folks, while we are working on this caution, I'm going to put up our logo real quick and see if I can adjust something to make it to where all cars are visible. I apologize for this. We'll be right back. All right. We apologize for that little break right there. We got it fixed, I believe.
Well, that's an interesting turn of events. The 19 stayed out. Everyone else pitted. See if that's something that they'll do. If I had to guess, 40 laps of fuel, is that what you would say?
Yeah, I would go as far to say 40 to 50 laps on a full tank of fuel. Tires aren't really going to become an issue here. That was a solid, what, 15, 16 lap run right there. And
yeah, we're at lap 20. We had a caution lap 2, 3, I believe, so around there. Yeah. But the 19 right now is showing as your leader. Oh, I'm sorry. He's a 31. His paint scheme says 19.
And it looks like the lights are out on the pace car, signaling 1 to green. We see them stacked up here, getting ready to go back green, coming out of turn 2 here.
Interesting to see if they have the leader starting on the outside.
That is interesting. It could be that maybe they're going to work together here and try to let each other in line as soon as they take the green, like we seen on the last restart there.
Yeah, I'm curious because the 0 of Hunter Parsons at 16, it says an overlay. He shot right down. So curious to see how this 21's gonna work though, because he's been fast. So he might just be playing the waiting game, or he might make his shot to go to the front here.
As the pace car peels off, getting ready to go green here. Green flag is back out here at Talladega. Chris Blanchard with a great start there. He's going to fall down in line right in front of Hunter Parsons.
Yeah, but a great start is they're going to pull him back in here. As you see, getting that draft already up at 170 miles an hour going into turn 1. Look at that 21. Like I said, he has the speed and the ability. So very curious to see how that's going to work. He's going to side draft, or he's going to try to stay up top, or try to fit in somewhere.
Absolutely. What do you say we do a ride along here? Let's go with the 14 there of Keith Hackney. Let's go on board with him and see what it looks like on the visor cam.
You know, I really love this view because, like I was saying, how these cars get loose, that red tape in the middle of the wheel is the center line. You can see how much they have to play with it to pretty much get it to where they want it to go.
Absolutely, yeah, and you'll see as he gets closer to the back bumper of the car in front of him and along with the car behind him, that steering wheel starts moving back and forth quite a bit to keep it straight because the air movement around that car is shoving it side to side.
For the viewers that understand racing a lot, there's a bubble between the rear bumper and the front bumper, and if you get that bubble just right, that creates the draft momentum that you see that can push these cars. Well, if you push too far in the bubble, that's what gets that car really loose and can get that center line in that wheel to where you start playing with it a lot more.
As now we're looking back from Keith Hackney's back bumper at the one machine of Scott Fritz. Let's see how close he actually gets to the back bumper of Hackney. Right now holding a pretty steady gap. Not really closing in too close.
One thing I really enjoy about seeing different drivers with these different skill sets is some drivers understand that bubble very well, and they won't try to pierce it in a way that it'll affect their car movement. Hackney, as you see here, is just far enough along that he still has full control of that car, but he is still drafting great. Oh, right there as they check up. He checked up along with them. Still checking up, still trying not to pierce that bubble. That's very interesting to see.
A little bit of a push there from Tyler Peacock to Bryson Ramey. We're riding on Bryson Ramey's back bumper here, looking back at Taylor Peacock.
I'm in the back of the field here, and it seems like there is, hold on one second for me. Car is that? There's about 5 cars that went down on the back stretch to go to the back. Oh, there's some damage on the back of the 26 there. The 26, 78, and 71 all got damaged. I'm not sure what happened there, but they have fallen behind that second pack. Well, I'm going to say third pack now. There's really 3 pack of cars.
Possibly a accordion effect with these cars.
Very much so. That 71 looks like it's still got some speed. So
as we go back to this lead pack here, very well organized looking. Our issue with being able to see all the cars at once has not been solved. That's why it shows from 27th down to 40th is out when they're not really out. They're just not rendering on the screen at the moment. For those of you tuning in tonight, once again, we appreciate you tuning in to Full Send Broadcast Network for the end of the year 250 at Talladega, presented by VigilanteRacing.com. You go to www.vigilanteracing.com. They have all kinds of hats, t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, mugs, stickers, all kinds of racing memorabilia from the Vigilante Racing League. And if you go there and shop and use Full Send as a promo code at checkout, they'll give you 10% off through the month of January. Now, what do you say we crank it up for a few laps here, Roger?
sounds good to me.
And we're back here on the Full Send Broadcast Network at the end of the year 250 at Talladega, presented by VigilanteRacing.com. Use promo code FULLSEND for a 10% discount at the VigilanteRacing.com store to get 10% off your purchase through the end of January. You've seen it right there under Crank It Up. You've seen a little bit of erratic movements there in this pack.
Yeah, one thing I noticed during Crank It Up is when these cars are getting pushed, when they break that bubble and they're right bumper to bumper, they get extremely loose.
Absolutely, yeah, especially with the Chevrolet noses on these cars. They're at more of a point as we have some contact right there between the 81 and I believe that's the 29.
I believe you're right. The 36 was part of that. He had to drop to the tail end because he was pushing that car.
As we go check back in up here at the front, Chris Blanchard is still leading this thing with Hunter Parsons right behind him. Bryson Ramey right behind him in third. What do you say we do a full field rundown while we're at it here? Presented by VigilanteRacing.com. Your leader, Chris Blanchard, out in front of this thing at the moment. Really looking good out there. In second, we got Hunter Parsons, who led the majority, the beginning part of this race. After that last caution, he surrendered the lead over there to Chris Blanchard, but has settled in right there in the second spot. In third, we got Bryson Ramey. Been running top three all night long so far as we're approaching the halfway point in this race. Tyler Peacock sitting there in fourth. In fifth, we got Scott Fritz. Sixth, we got Alfred Denny. Seventh, Nathan Estep. Eighth, we got Josh Anderson. A little bit of damage on the back bumper of that car. You see that splitter's a little wavy looking. And ninth, we got Kelly Cool. 10th is Dean Clavitt. And 11th, Scott Posnaski. And 12th, we have that 30 machine of Dave Mayberry.
I made to cut you off, but we got a caution. Figure out what happened here.
It must have happened towards the back of the pack. Looks like Carl Kilgore and Ron Morris are currently on pit road.
Trying to figure out what happened here.
Not seeing any other cars with any damage here.
I'm listening to chat here, trying to figure out if you can see if I can hear what happened.
Not seeing any cars that are just extremely tore up. As the leaders are coming down pit road now. three abreast on pit road there. That's going to be tricky, especially for the one machine who has to check up.
Made it.
Very tight. The 21 actually slid a little bit too far through his pit box. As it looks like Hunter Parsons is going to win the race off pit road. Once again, don't forget, February 13th next year, 1 week before the Daytona 500, Ron Morris Racing is going to bring you the prelude to the 500 here in iRacing. Be sure to check in and be looking for the details to come out for that race.
Well, that's going to be a long race there.
Absolutely, but it's going to be a blast to be a part of and possibly sit there and get to watch it.
Oh, for sure. If get the opportunity, I'll definitely be there.
We're going to take a quick moment to see if we can get the cars to actually show up here on the broadcast. You won't miss a thing. We'll be right back. And we are back. We apologize once again for that. We're trying to solve an issue where all the cars are not showing up on the broadcast at one time.
Yes, it's very rare to get a full field of 43 cars. So it's very interesting to see on how all the lines are working and everything like that. Just single file thing. I mean, my over-under on cautions right now, I'm losing. So
Absolutely, but as the intensity ratchets up here towards the end of this thing for the money, you may end up winning that over-under there.
yeah, I did. The grand prize is $325, correct?
Absolutely, $325 to the race winner. As we see the pace car peeling off right now.
The leader chose the bottom this time. As they're stacking up.
Greg Sperry, we haven't talked much about that 32 machine right there. He's up 6 spots right now. Haven't talked much about him. He hasn't been up there for us to be able to look at towards the front, but now up there and trying to make things happen as he was going to try to fall in line there in the third spot. He will slip in there. Sperry's going to be riding third.
Yeah, the 81. The 81. Oh, it's the 19. That's what it's showing as. The 19 of Taylor Peacock. He had a really good restart.
Yes, he did, and able to fall in line right there. Started right behind Hunter Parsons.
We have a caution. Again, I don't see what happened. Let me go back and see if I can see what happened.
Looks like possibly. Let me see here if we can check on Rafe Hatland. His car is pretty badly damaged right there. Along with the 15.
Yeah, the 21 of Charles Barnes and the 24 of Rafe Hatland. It looks like the same incident happened before with trying to come up and just wasn't clear.
And just got turned, do it. And we apologize, we cannot bring that replay up. It did not load on my end to be able to show you the replay of the incident here. But that is the 17 or the 21 machine right there that you see on screen of Charles Barnes. And Rafe Hatland was involved in that.
Yeah, from what it looks like, these next gens just are a little different of a body style. So they have a little bit of a, depending on the manufacturer, but I know the rear bumper is kind of bowed a little bit. So they don't have as much clearance as they used to trying to get back in line.
As we have a wave around coming by. We have completed 42 laps here, working on lap 43 under caution here tonight in the end of the year 250 presented by VigilanteRacing.com. You go to their website and shop around. They have hats, mugs, stickers, t-shirts, hoodies, and sweaters in stock. And if you use promo code FULLSEND, they'll give you 10% off through the month of January.
Pretty good deal for all the merchandise there.
Absolutely.
I believe, isn't the winner of the Vigilante Truck Series in this race?
I believe so.
The 753, if I'm correct, Jeremiah Burke, he is back here in second, in
10th. Up 5 spots from the start of this race. Right now, your biggest mover of the race is that 56 of Dean Clavitt. He is up 24 spots since the drop of the green flag here tonight. Be looking for him to make some moves here towards the end of the race and try to make it 35 positions gained.
Nice little paint scheme he's got there with the Frito-Lay green.
As the lights are back out on the pace car, we're going green this time by. Hunter Parsons, your leader, looks like he's going to elect to start on the high side this time with Taylor Peacock on the inside of him on the front row.
Yeah, watch Taylor Peacock and Craig Sperry. They have some speed, and they have not been talked about. And look at the one. The one is up here as well.
Yeah, so, the one of Scott Fritz, yeah.
As they get these cars lined up, I expect the one to come down and Peacock to... He's going to be a factor here if everything goes correct. Hopefully no broadcaster's curse. Let me knock on some wood here. But it's that 19 or 81 as it says on the paint scheme. He's going to be fun to watch. Same with the 0 of Hunter Parsons. He's been up front all race.
Absolutely.
But it's too early to tell right now, but that 32 and that 1, they're going to be a factor for sure. It looked like this time it will go green. They waved one more lap.
All right, pace car pulls down pit road. It is on your leader, Hunter Parsons now. We've seen that kind of stagger before, and normally that signals that the leader's going to drop down in line in front of the second place car. And that second place car is the 19. Yep, as you see it right there, green flag is back out. Hunter Parsons is going to drop down to that inside line, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
There's the one of Fritz, though.
3 wide. By himself on the high side. Oh, the 77 gets turned.
Sideways. Getting into
big
the
wreck. Huge wreck.
Big wreck.
Well, there's the first big one of the night.
That took out a lot of good cars.
Yes, it did. And I wonder how many of those have already used their fast repair from minor incidents. Let's go back and see if we can take a look and see what happened. See the 77 machine right there in the middle, that white car. That's where he gets turned right there off the nose of the 55. Tries to get it saved, but that car just points hard right and shoots right back up the track in front of the 56. Collects him. Major impact. Oh, and the 23 gets hit and almost flips.
That looked like a little bit of net code there as well between the 55 and 8.
Lots of cars wadded up there. As you see, the cars that are appearing as the wreck happened, those are the cars that would not render until they get right in frame. Lots of cars involved there.
That's a big one.
Absolutely.
Dave Mayberry was involved as well.
Yes, he was. You see Mayberry sitting there in that blue and silver car sideways on the apron. Lots of good cars involved here at lap 45 as we go back live. Hunter Parsons is still your leader after that caution come out. It looks like we have some fans in here tonight of the 32 And the 23, let's see if I can find the 23 here.
Faith Moon.
Using the hashtag #SafeMoon out there. Definitely has some fans out there in the chat. We appreciate y'all tuning in here tonight. Here on the Full Send Broadcast Network. Looks like the 22 is getting a wave around there for the lucky dog.
Yeah, as you see here, that one car made it through.
Yes, he did. Barely. And the 55 right there of Nathan Estep. We'll have to see if he has any damage. Don't see any hardly any damage, if any at all, on the nose of that 55 from that contact.
Nice little Coast Guard paint scheme there. Oh, it's a memorial paint scheme. That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm digging that patriotic paint scheme there for the Coast Guard.
Looks like a second-class petty officer of some sort. That's awesome to see. I see no damage on that car.
I don't either. So he must have came out very lucky, or it was net code.
Going back in the replay from my view, it looked like net code. But what we don't talk about a lot here is this is a simulation program put on, and they did update a new damage model as well recently within the last week or so. So that has impacted a lot of drivers and their racing style. I've noticed a lot recently, at least from my point of view. The hitboxes are very different now.
Yeah, we have noticed since that last update what we call net code, where the cars don't actually touch, but they'll make contact in the sim, and it will cause a driver to spin or hit the wall or just receive damage when there was no contact actually made between the two cars. So if you hear us refer to net code, that's what we're referring to. It's where the two cars, the internet connection between the two cars isn't lined up perfectly, and it places one car closer to the other when in reality they're not.
It's saying Taylor Peacock's your leader here.
He is starting on the front row next to Hunter Parsons. He was just barely in front of Hunter Parsons there at the moment, and that's why I was reading that. And folks, I apologize that we cannot see all the cars at one time. I've tried a couple different things here, and it seems to not be working for me tonight. Normally I'm able to show all the cars at once, but every now and then the sim kind of says no, not going to happen, and kind of kicks me to the curb on that. So I apologize for that. And we will definitely work hard in the future to try to solve that issue on our end, if it is on our end. As the lights are out on the pace car, they're doubled up here coming out of turn 4, looking to take the green flag here to start lap 49 out of 95 scheduled laps here tonight. Pace car makes that turn to come down pit road. The restart now lies heavily on Hunter Parsons' shoulders to get a restart to get back down there on the bottom line. Green flag is back out here at Talladega. Hunter Parsons is going to drop down in line there in front of Taylor Peacock. It's going to leave the 1 of Scott Fritz high and dry, but Scott Fritz is going to find his place in line as we have a car going around right now. Looks like Kelly Cool, but another huge wreck happening right there.
Looks like another bad push.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can go back and figure out what happened to Kelly Cool there. We've seen it at the edge of the camera view. As we go back here, see the 01 there of Cool. Looks like he went to come down in line, and there was just no room there for him to come down. And he ended up getting turned. Came right up in front of the 12. Oh, hard impact for the 12 machine right there. That's going to be the 12 of Brandon Arias. The 15 also involved.
Couple cars involved there, just on his spin, holding the brake.
Tough break for the drivers. Once again, that 15 is Bradley Wright. Not having the night go his way here in this end of year 250 at Talladega, presented by VigilanteRacing.com. Having a rough night overall. Go back live. There's the 01 of Kelly Cool coming down pit road to get that car serviced.
Well, I'm very surprised that car refired.
As he does have fast repair, and he uses it this time. No tires or fuel. That 01 has a fresh, clean car for the end of this race.
Very curious to see. That car hit the wall hard. And he made it back to pit road, so the way this is looking to be is if these cars get in accidents, they can limp them back to pit road, which is good because they can get a little bit of damage repaired if they don't have no more fast repairs.
Yeah, and it may not. They may not be the fastest after not taking a fast repair and getting some damage fixed, but they definitely will be better off in the long run if they don't have a fast repair, or even if they're saving a fast repair. They just decide to fix a little damage in pits, save that fast repair for the end of the race, because you know as the race comes closer to the end, the intensity is really going to ramp up out here, and these guys are going to start making moves that are moves they wouldn't generally make in the first 90% of the race. And that's going to cause more cautions here towards the end, I believe, but it's definitely going to make it exciting for sure.
As the one, oh, he fakes him. I'd be very curious to see if he doesn't get a penalty for wrong pit road entry. Very close to the commitment line.
As we see the cars making their way towards turn 3 here.
My apologies, I was behind you. I was looking. I'm caught back up now. See that one riding the apron though? He is probably saving, which is what most of these guys I would think would be doing by now. Because when's the last time the 0 or 16 of Hunter Parsons and 81 or 19 of Taylor Peacock came down pit road?
Like the top 3 came down last time on lap 38. So they're working on about 12 laps right now on fuel. Craig Sperry back there in the 4th spot He last came down pit road on lap 19.
He's definitely gonna have to get fuel here soon, I would believe. I won't be surprised if they try to make it.
Now, as far back down here, though, looking at how Sperry and Raul Meza, Jesse Nakula, those three there last pitted on lap 19. If they pit sometime soon, they should be able to make it to the end of this thing. Because a lot of these drivers, I mean, if they've made it since lap 19 and we're on lap 52 now, that's, what, 33 laps they've made under caution and green. So I would think if when next time they come down, they should be good to the end there. But it's a question of if we go on another long green flag stint, are they going to be good to the end there? Or will they be in trouble?
If they, what do we say, around 40, 50 laps fuel run?
Roughly, yeah.
If they pit in the next caution, they won't have to save. That's if they're not running out front. We haven't discussed that. If you're out front and not in the draft, you're burning more fuel.
Absolutely. Punching that hole in the air for all the cars behind you uses a ton of more fuel.
So that one, I bet you that one probably has 2-3 more laps than the rest of the top three. He's been hanging back there and worked his way up. The 32 is the same way. I mean, this is it. They're gonna.
As we see that pace car come down pit road now. Sorry to cut you off there. We're going back green. It's on Hunter Parsons now. Look to see the same move we've seen all race. As soon as the green flag drops, he's going to get a little bit of a jump and drop down to that inside line. So green flag is back out here at Talladega. There's that move we just talked about. Parsons down to the inside line. Sperry barely fitting it down there in front of Josh Anderson in the 7. Oh, I'm sorry, Scott Fritz in the 1. These guys are already sorted out.
As you see the 753, he's up there as well.
Oh, we have a car get pushed out of line up here.
They let him back in.
Yeah, the 318 right there of Dalton Martin. Back bumper all caved in right there, and it looks like the 36 of Kyle Spees just maybe got a little too aggressive on a push, and that KO'd the whole back end of that Toyota on that 318 machine.
Very interesting you say the 36. The 36 was involved in that one incident probably about 15 laps ago, maybe 20 now, that he went all the way back to the rear tail of the last pack.
Great recovery right there. As we see the 21 and the 69 there linked back up. Looks like they're going to go ahead and go to the high side with their teammate in the 29.
Well, I just heard in chat, let's make some money moves. So it's about to get real dicey, I feel like.
Oh, is the high line trying to form now?
Those are all teammates, if I'm correct.
3 of them are for sure. We got a 4th car that jumped up there in front of those 3. Trying to make some headway to go to the front here.
Very curious to see the one of Scott Fritz. If you can see what he's doing, he's testing the waters over here. He is backing it up in before the backstretch and seeing what kind of run he can get. They are planning last chance moves this early. I mean, 55 laps. I'm still gonna say it's early out of a 95 lap race.
just a little bit, but it's never too early to start testing things, because if you get shuffled out of line and get shuffled to the back, at this point in the race, it's not really going to hurt you. You can kind of recover back from that.
As you see, Barry backed it off. Getting that run. His help backed off too, though, so curious to see. Still got 3 cars on the top line. Oh, they're going low. They went back down single file.
We have a group of 4 cars back here. That's the 22.
Oh, we got a wreck.
Oh, look like Dave Mayberry, or is that Josh Bittner involved? Josh Bittner's involved in it. Kelly Cool looked like he was able to get through it. We're gonna have to find out what happened here. Dave Mayberry was involved in that. We go back here and take a look. See the blue and silver car there. Dave Mayberry. Looks like Bittner was already around.
Dave Mayberry was slowing up because the caution came out and got rear-ended.
See Josh Bittner here, that red and silver car in the middle of your screen. Looks like he just got sandwiched there and shuffled up. Oh yeah, tough break. Huge impact for the 69 machine right there.
One thing I would say is I would go right along with Mayberry, as it looked like the car was airborne in front of him, the 69.
So we're riding along now with Dave Mayberry. Holy cow. Look at that one more time here. Oh yeah, tried checking up and just got run over from behind there. Tough break for Dave Mayberry. I know he was involved in an earlier incident. I believe he may be out of fast repairs. We see Chris Blanchard coming off pit road.
Dave Mayberry is still on pit road, so he is trying to get it fixed.
Yeah, I believe that machine of Dave Mayberry's right there. I believe he is out of fast repairs. Looks like his chance at $325 is over tonight. Tough break for that group right there. I hate it for them.
What it says, who was involved in that crash on lap 57 was Josh Bittner, Keith Hackney, and Dave Mayberry.
And don't forget, coming up February 13th, the week before the Daytona 500, is going to be the prelude to the 500 from Ron Morris Racing. Mark it on your calendars. Try to join up in that thing. Going to be a fun race to be in and watch.
Looks like the one hit it.
Yes, he did. Possibly. I mean, he's back there. No, he did not pit. It shows his last pit stop was on lap 38 still.
Let me see if I can figure out what happened to the one here. The one did pit.
Okay, so it just hasn't updated on our end on the live timing.
It looks like the 32, the 1 and the 7 pitted together. The 36 as well.
Well, that is making me question now whether or not Raul Meza, Jesse Nakula actually last pitted on lap 19, because it's showing that the one of Fritz last pitted on 38. So I'm guessing that that our live scoring here that we're looking at is not correct.
Probably the amount of cars. It's a lot for some of these systems, so we'll see as it goes. I'll let you know right now the leader hasn't pitted. Well, he pitted on 15 or so laps ago. With this caution, he might be able to save a lap or two, but if he keeps leading and not letting someone else lead so he can save some fuel, he's may run out.
But hey, don't look now. Sitting right there in third for this restart is that 753 of Jeremiah Burke. He's worked his way up there. He's up 12 spots. Dalton Martin up 29 positions now. He's sitting in fourth. Great recovery by that 318 machine right there. Raul Meza in that 43. He's up 29 spots also. Jesse Nakula is up 32 spots, sitting back there in sixth.
You know, when we first started this broadcast, I told you that second pack, Mito was playing some strategy game there. As the 0 shoots down before the line, I don't know if that'll be allowed.
It's going to be interesting to find out. We may get an answer on that by the end of the race, but I don't see a harm in it before the line here at a super speedway, given that they're trying to get it all figured out in single file, as they are quickly all down to single file.
That 81 just gave a push to the 0 right into the corner.
That's the 81 of Tyler Peacock. Been running up front all night long. As we just completed lap 60, now working on lap 61. And what's interesting is if you look back here at the 318 of Dalton Martin, that nose of that Toyota is dinged up a little bit. But the draft is so strong with these next-gen cars, it's not really affecting the speed on that 318 machine.
That 318 has more than a ding on the front bumper. This back bumper is beat in as well. But he is keeping with them.
We go see back here the one of Scott Fritz going to the high side, looking to make a move here. Not going to have any help. That's going to shuffle him on back. Bryson Ramey making a move to the inside of the 21 of Alfred Denny, making the pass on him. But that slowed them two cars up so much right there. You see the gap just in that short period of time form between Bryson Ramey and Nathan Estep, which is the last car in that pack.
That 43 of Raul Meza has some speed to him. He's laying back trying to get that run.
Let's see if they do anything with it here. Them three cars are really organized. The 84 of Jesse Nakula really has a big run right there backing it up.
Yeah, I'll be really curious to see how it works off this corner. Turn 4.
There's lots of smoke here.
As the 55 is back in the picture, trying to see if he can get up to that 43 bumper. As these three cars try to catch his lead pack. That 84 gets a draft push from the 43, and it looks like they're going to catch him as we have a caution.
As we try to find out what brought the caution out here. Looks like Clinton Seymour involved. Heavy damage on the nose of that machine. Let's go back and see if we can find out what happened here. Like the yellow flag had already been thrown here, possibly.
It looked like he had damage. Oh, here we go. I have something here.
Go back live here.
Oh, yep, I found it. Same thing with the just looking like a push and then coming down. Yep, trying to clear himself and just not having the room.
Who was it that was involved?
It is the 76 and the 23. But the 76 hit the wall hard. The 23 hit as well. As he might have. Did he save that? The 23 of Wells was spinning. Little bit of damage.
See if we can find this incident here.
Lap 58. It's between Mike Wells.
Does not appear the cars were not cut in to where we can see exactly what happened.
Pretty much from what I can tell, it was a push that got the 23 loose, and the 23 came down and got clipped. That is a shame. That's a fast car.
Absolutely. Tough break.
It's the 7 of Josh Anderson is in the lead.
But right now, Josh Anderson has taken the top spot under caution here after completing 65 laps. About to complete lap 66 here, as we're coming up to the end of this 95 lap scheduled lap race.
$30 or so laps to go. Very curious to see how this is gonna go.
Well, right now, Josh Anderson is your leader now, with Scott Sperry in second in that 23 machine. James Jones in third. Bradley Wright, after being involved in one of these big wrecks here and a hard hit, used a fast repair, and he is up to third now, or fourth. Charles Barnes up to fifth. Chris Blanchard, after leading a few laps early in this race, has fought his way back up to seventh. And Hunter Parsons back there in eighth now. Taylor Peacock in ninth, and Jeremiah Burke rounding out your top 10.
It'll be very interesting to see. I know Hunter now will make it to the end. The one of Fitz will make it to the end. My apologies. The one of Fritz, he is all the way back there in 18th. Curious to see if he's going to make any moves to try to get back to the front. He's starting on the low line.
It's going to be interesting to see how some of these runs are going to start being formed.
Well, think of all the some of the damage these cars have. But it looks like there's a couple clean cars, or some people might have fast repaired. The 26 still has damage on his rear bumper and has not fixed that. And he's had that for about 30 or 40 laps now. So here's to see if he's waiting for that one caution that he thinks, okay, it's time to go.
As the pace car is pulled off, the restart laying heavy on Josh Anderson's shoulders as him and James Jones get a fantastic start right there. But are they going to jump out too far ahead? Looks like the rest of the field is going to have a huge run on them.
Looks like the top line just couldn't get it going.
I'm now worried about these two being that far out in front.
These are teammates.
Yeah, teammates running 1-2 right now, but here comes that field.
As I go to the live chat, there's someone cheering for the 23. 23 is on the move as well, trying to get that draft off the 21. Let's see what he does. See if they can push each other, them two cars, but this looks like it's happening just a little bit, with a little bit of a blink there from the 20.
The intensity is definitely ramping up here as we're working on lap 69 of the scheduled 95 here tonight.
Look at that run the 21 gets with the front end damage right almost to the bumper of the 20.
I don't know about you, but I'm actually kind of surprised that the field didn't get a bigger run on them two being the 7 and the 20 and pass them like they were sitting ducks. I mean, that it just kind of surprised me right there with how big of a jump they got out front.
It did and it didn't. For me, I saw the top line really struggle. I don't know if it missed a shift or something, but with that person struggling, it shut down the entire field. So that 7 and 20 got a great run. So then that rest of the pack had to get all lined up together to try to form that run. As you see the one on the top line trying to get that rolling, He's going to shoot down to the bottom, go into place, trying to ride it out for now. But that 7 and that 20, they are holding that yellow. Here comes that 23, peeking just a little bit, maybe trying to get some air.
These top 4 are kind of breaking away right now from the 5th place car of Bradley Wright. Whole field single file right now.
Comes the push from the 20 to the 7. Curious to see how these cars are going to react. Chevy on Chevy. Looks like no looseness. Except for the push car, the 20 getting right there, kind of touching the apron, but not really losing any speed. But that front car, very surprised to see that he did not get loose off of that push.
Yeah, with these cars, I've always noticed that the pushing car tends to get really free and not really loose. It's just the steering gets so light because there's zero downforce on the nose of that car, and it just wants to go wherever it wants to go on its own. You're just kind of along for the ride, and until you can get some air back on that nose of that machine, it just goes where it wants. But once that wind hits the front end of it, it plants it, and you're able to take it back to the bottom where you want it to be.
And you're exactly right. We haven't even touched on the spoilers on these things yet. I believe this is the 10-inch spoiler, 8 or 10-inch, which they are not running this year in the actual cars. But these spoilers do so much to these cars with not producing downforce. It's stopping the air from rolling over and hitting the next car. These things are massive, if you can see, and it just stops it. The air is so big here with the runs that you can get. That's how these cars reach 200 plus miles an hour on the backstretch, pushing each other. If these rear spoilers were cut down 2-3 inches, you would see them probably reach 210.
I would wholeheartedly agree with you on that. These cars, with the body package that these cars have, if they had half the spoiler that they do right now currently, they would be flying through here. But they would also be a big handful too, with less downforce on the back end of that car, not planting it down to that racing surface.
It would honestly remind me of 87s here. How those cars turn in the corner. You would have to basically make your corner exit going into the corner. But what I mean by that is you set yourself up for the exit by going in the corner because you know that rear end's going to break loose. So here you can plan it and it's pretty much going to stay.
As we have a couple of cars jumping out of line here, that's going to be Craig Sperry and Alfred Denny jumping up to that high line, trying to make a move here on Nathan Estep. It just pulled Nathan a step back from that lead pack, or that second pack there. They're going to have to tuck back in line and form up pretty quickly to catch that pack again.
Don't look now, but look at that one car. He's all the way on the back end of that lead pack.
And one thing about the back to the aero package of these cars, huge run though by these three that we just talked about. Had a monster run, and it's going to kind of fizzle out there. Yeah, for these guys back in the pack, it definitely is go time, I would have to say, because with less than 20 laps to go here, they're running out of time to try to make moves and get up to the lead pack there and make a move. And going back to the aero package, what we were talking about a while ago with these cars, they do not like to have big runs here. I mean, you can get a huge run, but you have to have 5 to 6 cars with you to make a run work, because if not, it's just going to fizzle out so quick. And
oh, absolutely.
And a lot of drivers really don't like running this package because the ability to not make moves is just not there. It's so difficult to get a run and make it stick and actually hold and work that a lot of drivers get frustrated with it, and that's where the cream rises to the top here with this draft package. The drivers that figure it out on how to work that air bubble and figure out how to make these runs bigger and badder are the ones that usually come out on top and win these kind of races.
You'd say make these runs bigger and badder. I'm looking at this 15. I don't know if he's laying back or not, but he is in the draft. He could pull up to them if he so desired. I don't know if he's trying to lay this pack behind him back and try to get that massive run all at once, because as you see right now, he's closing it. Yeah, they caught.
We have some guys back here in the back trying to shuffle it around.
Yeah, I don't think that's a smart move. I think you need to work together to get to figure it out, and then...
Oh, 24 goes around hard into the wall off the front bumper of the 55. You just saw that live here as the yellow flag comes out. That's the 24 of Ralph Patlin. You see the pushing getting real aggressive right here in the tri-oval. 55 wasn't exactly square on the 24's back bumper right there. And the bump came and the 24 just got hooked hard into that outside wall, going completely airborne. Tough break for the 24 machine right there as the laps are winding down here. Tough break. We go back live here.
Just a bad push from what it looks like. Yeah, you can't push off the corner. That's exactly what happened.
Josh Anderson is your current leader right now. Here towards the end of this thing. As they're about coming around to complete lap 79 under caution. We're approaching 15 laps to go. We'll be less than 15 laps to go when we go back green here.
I'm very curious to see who comes down pit road here.
Once again, for those of you tuning in tonight for this race here, the end of the year 250 at Talladega presented by VigilanteRacing.com. Use promo code FULLSEND for a 10% discount at checkout throughout the month of January. We appreciate you tuning in here tonight. We hope you like and subscribe to us so you don't miss out on future events like this. Plenty more coming down the pipe on the channel. We're in talks right now with about 6 more one-off races like this to bring to you here on Full Send Broadcast Network. And once again, we apologize for the issues that we've had here tonight. We will definitely be looking into fixing those for the future. The first time it's reared its head here, that's why we were kind of unprepared for that issue. But we do appreciate you stopping by and cheering on your favorite driver here tonight. So I'm going to ask y'all, who do y'all think has it in the bag for tonight? I'll put that question out there and I'll get to some of the comments and answers y'all have here in a few minutes as those come rolling in. As we are going to be going green with, I would think, 15 laps to go in this race. It's going to be interesting. The intensity is definitely going to be ramped up here. We're entering the money window, or some call it the pay window here, for $325.
Here's my question. These are teammates in the top 2. How's that going to work at the end? You think they got an agreement to the last lap, racing to the line?
I would say if I was in that position and I was racing with one of my teammates up there, we're definitely going to work together to the white flag. But coming out of turn 4, it's every man for himself because I'm going for the payday. Now, the cool thing about this race, though, is it's not just the winner that gets a payday here. The winner gets $325. Now, that's the ultimate payday for this race. That's what everyone is hoping for, that $325. The second place still walks away with $150. Third walks away with $90, and fourth comes out with $60. So, as long as me and my teammate were within the top 4, I'm happy. Now, if one of us wins the 325, I'm ecstatic. Now, if I win the 325, I'm over the moon over that. Because, hey, that's almost a full paycheck from working all week.
Full paycheck for you, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been in some money races, and I can say that there's some strategy there with some people that you meet or teammates that you go in there with. But I'm with you. On turn 4, Talladega is known for a very long tri-oval, and the finish line is, what is it?
I think it's 600 feet past the tri-oval.
Yes, which is a ton of room to get a last lap move done. Because the tri-oval is pretty much a glorified backstretch where you can get a good push and a good side draft off, and it's any man for himself.
Absolutely.
So, if I'm gonna put my prediction in here. I got 3: Hunter Parsons, Taylor Peacock, and I'm still going with that one car. I think he has the talent to get up to the front here. I think he's gonna make some moves.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though, for Scott Fritz and that one machine right there that we're looking at. It's going to be tough for him to get up to that top spot and be up there at the end. But like I said, we're going to have 14 laps to go when we take the green flag. He has the time to get up there, but it's the question of, is anybody willing to go with him to help get up there? That's the biggest key issue.
Well, we've seen a lot of single line racing, right? I don't think they're going to stay single this time.
I don't think they are either.
I think that high line's going to stick. If they're smart. Let me say it that way. If the knowledge is there, you will have a ton of cars stay on that top line. Because that's the only way that you're going to get a big enough run.
Absolutely. As we see the pace car peeling off, we're going green this time. We're going to put that timing tower back up for you so you can track where your favorite driver's at.
At 7 and 20, lined up side by side. Little different approach.
Green flag is back out. Josh Anderson with the jump. The 23 of Scott Sperry, though. Great restart, but not going to have the ability. He's going to get hung out to dry there, falling back.
Wow.
He's going to be able to get in line. Sperry able to get back in line right there. Hunter Parsons jumps up to the high lane. You can tell some of these guys are really trying to go for it now as we have a second line forming.
Oh, they got to run too. They're going to push them? Yeah. Oh, they're going to try. They got loose.
Huge push. Oh, cars are scattering right there. Looks like Josh Bittner has to hit the apron. And he's going to have to hold it down there. And he's going to lose a ton of positions because of that.
At 7 and 20, holding the bottom still.
That high line really trying to form, but it's not really gathering the steam that they want. Lots of side-by-side racing while the top 4 are single file. They're pulling away from this pack.
Is that 21? Pushes to 20.
Oh, hard hit.
If he can stay low, no caution.
Oh, big wreck, big wreck. Huge wreck. A lot of the field wadded up in this.
Dad is not happy. Oh.
Let's go back and look at this incident here. You see the 20 machine. He's the one that got turned down to hard to the inside wall. We're going to follow along with that car and see if that's what started the wreck at the back. You see the hook right there. Heading nose first towards that inside wall. Hits it hard.
As you see, though, that's what I said with pushing on the right side of the car. Gets these cars extremely loose. You have to hit center if you're going to push.
And it looks like that is not where the second wreck originated. We're going to have to go back and follow along here with Chris Blanchard to see what happened here. You see they're racing side by side. They see the wreck happen in front of them and they start kind of scattering. Oh, and a little bit of net code got Blanchard
like
there.
Code, yeah.
Tough break for that 19 machine. And as that happens in the middle of that pack really fans out to avoid it. Oh, and he just shoots down right in front of the 26 there. Gets collected into that. Tough break. Couple more really good cars involved in that. Looks like their chance at the big money is just like that smoke. Just evaporating in front of them. As we go back live here.
I mean, I don't want to say I told you so, but that one car is in 11th.
Yeah, he's making some gains. Josh Anderson now, the lone teammate up front now. Going to be tough for him now to decide what kind of moves to make. As we are going to be nearing the end of this, we're going to be coming to 10 laps to go under caution here.
I can say that they're talking about the high line. So this next restart is going to be very interesting. As you said, the lone wolf of the 7. That was one of the exact quotes that was just used. So I'm curious to see if they're going to make that 7 high and dry.
Definitely tell the intensity is ramping up here tonight. As the lights are out on the pace car, we're going green this time by. With 10 laps to go here tonight, we are within the pay window. Be looking to see some big moves happening here. It's going to get real exciting. I don't know about you, Roger, but I'm really hyped about this last 10 laps.
I'm ecstatic. I can't wait. I think that was the 10th caution as well, 10th or 11th.
Pace car peels off. Josh Anderson holding the field now. Doesn't want to get too big of a jump.
Yeah, he doesn't have a teammate now. He's still got a
Gets a huge start right there. Field not organized at the moment, but it looks like they're maybe leaning towards going single file again.
Here you see this 88.
Oh, we got a car going around. Another big wreck happening here.
One's involved.
Tough break as the caution comes back out here again.
I go back and see this crash.
Looks like Craig Sperry is involved in it. We're going to go right along and see his view of it. See, the 88 is the one that got spun. That's Carl Staton. And that just started a huge chain reaction incident. Oh no, Hunter Parsons is involved. Bradley Wright, the one of Scott Fritz.
You know,
the 32, Barry. Oh, huge hit for Sperry after the fact. Tough break for a lot of these drivers that were looking really fast all throughout the night. And they can just see that wind kind of just disappearing in front of them once again there.
I'm curious to see if this one car has a fast repair. Yeah, that was a big incident. Definitely looked like the 88 came down on the 15. Same thing we've seen all night, thinking that they're clear and just making the wrong move at the wrong time.
Yeah, and it's just a tough break. We've seen a lot of that happen tonight. And it's unfortunate. Wish some drivers nights didn't have to end like that. But that is a part of this plate racing that we've come to know. These huge runs, you try to fit down in an opening, and before you can even get down there, that opening closes up.
Hunter Parsons and Scott Fritz both used their fast repairs. They saved them until the end.
Lucky break for them, but let's see if they're able to take advantage of that and get up there again. Because they're going to be marred back in 17th and 18th position. That's a lot of cars to have to get by with so few laps left.
They also took tires, and there's a lot of cars up here with damage.
And once again, for those of you tuning in, we appreciate you tuning in here to the Full Send Broadcast Network with the end of the year 250 presented by VigilanteRacing.com. You go to their website, get you some Vigilante Racing merchandise, use the promo code FULLSEND at checkout, and they'll give you 10% off through the month of January. And also, looking forward to February 13th, 1 week before the Daytona 500, is going to be the prelude to the 500, brought to you by Ron Morris Racing. Ron Morris Racing is the person who put this on tonight, and we want to send out a big shout out to Ron Morris for putting this on, putting up a little bit of his money towards the payout here, doing a fantastic job of promoting the race and getting a full 40-car field. Fantastic job, and we look forward to working with Ron Morris again in future projects. As we see the pace car coming down pit road, as we're going to go green here with 7 laps to go. Josh Anderson on point right now for the restart. Green flag is back in there at Talladega. 21 dropping back down to the inside line there. Lots of cars. We already got 3 wide back here.
Yeah,
cars going to the apron.
Jumble going on. People not lining up to restart pretty much. Look at Hunter Parsons and Fritz working together on that top line with the fresh tires. They're going to have the momentum.
Oh, so we have a wreck up front. 2 cars involved.
No caution coming out.
That's the 81 of Tyler Peacock. Oh, and the 19 of Chris Blanchard. involved. I believe those are the two that was involved in that. Tough break for those guys.
Look at Fritz and Parsons trying to make it. Oh, they had a run. I thought he was going to do it.
Fritz's back bumper all caved in right there from the shoves he is getting from Parsons.
They are moving.
As your top 10 are single file as they're making moves right here. Going to the high side as we're coming to 5 laps to go here in the end of the year 250, presented by VigilanteRacing.com.
3 wide.
That run is going to fizzle out right there. And look who's back up there. You got Josh Bittner back in the mix up here in the top 10.
There's a lot of cars back up here in the top 10 that I thought I wouldn't see again.
Look who's up here in second.
The 36, the 318, the 43. Look at this. The 55. Like, all cars save their fast repairs to the end of the race.
Oh, and look who's here. The 20 of James Jones after getting spun to the inside wall hard. He's back up here in 7th.
Yeah, that move that Hunter Parsons did killed the run of Fritz. Parsons probably going to get this draft. He is. He's going to get a run.
Huge run. Gonna jump to the high side there. Try to side draft. Not gonna work.
Hunter Parsons by himself entering the trial will hit a 200 miles an hour.
As we're working on lap 92 right now of a scheduled 95 laps tonight. Here goes James Jones to the high side trying to make something happen. Parsons is going to leave him out to dry to gain that spot. Josh Anderson, your leader. Kyle Spees right behind him. Dalton Martin in 3rd. And Raul Meza in 4th. Those are the top 4 paid positions right now.
That 55's getting antsy though behind that 43.
Waiting to see if there's a big, huge move coming up here shortly. As we are coming to 2 laps remaining in tonight's race. Right now, these guys are fighting, trying to figure out what kind of run they can build. 2 laps to go left in tonight's race, into the year 250, brought to you by VigilanteRacing.com.
They're not doing any more cautions. Looks like time limit's gonna be in play here.
Right now, these guys are really pushing hard.
There goes Hunter.
Oh, a high line forming.
43 to 0 to 20 on the high line. See if they get something going to catch the 36 and the...
Oh, 20 and the 56 get a little contact going there. Oh, big wreck right behind them. The 56, Hunter Parsons, the 318, the 20, all involved in that. White flag is out. Josh Anderson, your leader. 36, Kyle Spees right behind him. Raul Meza in 3rd. Nathan a step up to 4th. Question is, does Kyle Spees have anything?
That was the finish. Josh Anderson's the winner.
Did they end it a lap early?
I am not sure, but I got the checkered flag notification.
I believe they're coming to the checkered flag now.
Because I have a lot of cars that jumped the pit there on the last lap. Yeah, they're slowing down. The
Wonder
7
if
of Josh Anderson's your winner.
The time limit might have been a factor in that, and the race actually ended 1 lap early. Josh Anderson is your winner tonight, bringing home the $325 tonight. Gonna burn it down here. Burning it down for all the fans watching here.
That was incredible. Awesome finish.
Absolutely. So let's bring up your official finishing order here, presented by VigilanteRacing.com. Josh Anderson brings home the big payday, the $325 for that 7 machine. Kyle Spees brings it home second to bring home $150 of his own. Raul Meza brings it in third to win $90, and Nathan Estep in 4th place to get the last paid position for $60. Josh Bittner brings it in 5th, Scott Fritz in 6th, Jeremiah Burke in 7th. In 8th was Alfred Denny. 9th, Dean Clavitt. 10th, Dalton Martin. 11th was Taylor Peacock. 12th, James Jones. 13th was Dave Mayberry. 14th, Hunter Parsons. 15th, Bryson Ramey. 16th, Chris Blanchard. 17th, Bradley Wright. 18th, Jonathan Osborne. 19th, Kyle Harbin. 20th, Dustin Riley. 21st, Scott Sperry. 22nd, Charles Barnes. 23rd, Brandon Arias. 24th, J.R. Miller. 25th, Carl Staton. 26th was Craig Sperry, with Jesse Nakula bringing it in 27th. 28th was Clinton Seymour. 29th, Rafe Hatlin. 30th was Lane Phillips. Kelly Cool brings it home 31st. 32nd was Scott Yeah. Scott P. We'll just say that. 33rd was Mike Wells. 34th, Keith Hackney. 35th, Don Milkowitz. 36th, Travis Trevelyan. 37th, Jess Vaught. 38th, Benjamin Bruno. 39th, Zachary Cleek. And rounding out your field in 40th was Carl Kilgore in that number 27 machine. And that was your official finishing order there, presented by VigilanteRacing.com. Throughout the month of January, if you use promo code FULLSEND, they'll give you 10% off during checkout. Now let's bring in your top 3 finishers here for an interview. Let's see if we have them in the Discord here. Looks like we do. Let's get Raul Meza up in here and talk to him for a moment. Hey there, Raul. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Copy. How's it going?
Oh, it's going fantastic here on my end. Walk us through how that race went for you, man. Bringing it home third, bringing home a crisp $90.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Mixed of emotions there, man. I started in the back, and I was like anybody else. I was gonna try and stay out of trouble there, and got caught in one of those wrecks and had to use my fast repair. So we weren't even halfway through, and I had to kind of be a little bit on conservation mode there. But hey, P3, can't be mad about that.
Absolutely. Well, you worked your way up 31 spots from the start of this race. Were you able to build any big runs, or was it just pretty much follow the leader the whole race and just hope for attrition?
Yeah, as you can see, we were able to see that the inside line was the one that was prevailing a lot more throughout the whole race there. So, I was just trying to kind of, keep my distance but not lose the pack there. And as wrecks were unfolding, we were able to kind of avoid some of these wrecks and pick up a few spots there and put us in good position there for the end.
All right. Well, So, how long ago did you see the post for this race, and when was what day did you end up joining, or was it a last minute kind of thing for you?
Yeah, I was racing with Striker Motorsports. Travis, he was. I was able to see that there was going to be a good event here for, like for the end of the year here, and I wanted to go ahead and join you guys. It was fun to come out here and run with all of you guys, and it was great broadcast from you guys, man. I enjoyed it all.
Well, I much appreciate it. And you have any shout outs or sponsor plugs you want to get out there tonight?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Want to thank you guys for putting out a great show out there. And Serpro, my sponsor, for sure. Thanks for having me here on board. And Striker Motorsports, want to thank them for the invitation to join you guys. And all my teammates out there. It was a fun race.
Absolutely, man. Well, we appreciate you stopping by the booth here. And once again, congrats on bringing it home in third and taking home $90.
That's great. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you. And one more quick question. Are we going to expect to see you in the prelude to the 500 on February 13th?
Consider it done. I'll be there for sure.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you there on February 13th. You have yourself a happy new year, and maybe we'll see you on February 13th again.
Likewise, fellas. Thanks, and see you guys soon.
Thank you.
All right, man. Great race.
And that was Raul Meza, your third place finisher tonight, bringing home $90. Let's bring in your second place finisher here, Kyle Spees. Hey there, Kyle Spees. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Congrats on bringing it home in the runner-up position there, taking home a cool $150. Walk us through how that race went for you.
Just smooth towards the beginning. I always try to just work my way through the field, see what's going to happen. Obviously, we had a few cautions there, helped me get through the pack, and then I got jumbled up in some stuff. Luckily, at the end there, when I was up front, I avoided those 3 big cautions at the end of the race, and luckily got out front. I know Josh from a previous league, so when I saw him up front, I just told him we were going to team up and push to the end, try to get 1-2 there.
Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely made a comeback, coming up 34 spots from the start of this race. Were you able to build any runs, or was it just kind of follow the leader?
Well, with these big races, especially with Super Speedway, I definitely like to start in the back and just work with the packs. See who can hold their line. That's my big thing. I try to take mental notes on who can hold a line on the outside line if we need to make a run. And we did a few times with a couple of my teammates and other guys, which put us in good position. And then just luck of the draw, some of those cautions came out to where I could be in front of guys that I thought were faster than me, and all worked out for us tonight.
Well, looking forward to February 13th for the prelude to the 500. Are we going to be expecting you there for that one?
He was just mentioning that to me while I was in the waiting room, and yeah, I'm going to try to make that one for sure.
All right. Well, you have any shout outs or sponsor plugs you want to get out there?
Yeah, absolutely. Team shout out to Striker Motorsports. I appreciate them letting me come and run with them. And then shout out to Ron. Appreciate everything he did tonight. It was short notice. Got 40 plus drivers in here, all in just to run for some money, and we all had a blast on a Thursday night. And then shout out to you guys. I mean, you guys also stayed with us tonight. You broadcasted, had your time here with us, so I appreciate you guys.
Well, much appreciated. And Roger, you have any questions for Kyle while we have him here?
I do, man. Hey, how you doing? So during the race, we talked about the air package here and the package of the cars. How you started from the back, you didn't practice, you didn't qualify for what I can tell, and you just made it up to the front. How important was that bubble to not pretty much penetrate it, just to get the right amount of space though to keep your car pushing forward?
Very big here. I've ran these when they did first come out, so I do know the package quite a bit. I'm not too much of a fan of it, but it did work out tonight. But as far as the bubble, it's key. I think if you get slowed down or checked up, especially with just yourself on the back of the pack, you could be behind 6 cars and check up and lose a draft. I think if you're not rolling or trying to stay on pace or make a move outside, even if you get stalled out, just roll with the pack, fall back in line. The more you brake, the more you slow down, I think you start falling back. And here, unlike the old cars, that draft package is huge. You lose the draft and you could be laps down in a hurry.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you stopping by here tonight, and hopefully we get to see you again at the prelude to the 500.
I appreciate it, guys. Have a great night.
You too.
Hey,
and
you
once
too, man.
again, congrats on the second place finish and the $150.
Thank you.
And that was Kyle Spees bringing it home in second there tonight, taking home that cool $150. Now, what do you say we get our race winner in here, Josh Anderson, in that 7 machine?
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to him.
Absolutely. Hey there, Josh Anderson. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, congrats most of all on bringing home the $325 tonight, but
Man, that's
also
freaking
bringing
awesome.
home the checkered flag and the bragging rights of winning the end of the year 250 at Talladega.
Heck yeah, the bragging rights, in front of Kyle Spees. That's something.
Absolutely. Man, walk us through how that race went for you tonight, losing your teammate there towards the end to a bad push, kind of being the lone wolf out front there.
Well, I tell you what, we started, and I wanted to stay with the front pack, and my 2 teammates, there was Mike Wells and James Jones in the back, and they were working together to get up front. And they both get up front, and then they just misfortune getting into some bad pushes, and then you seen James getting pushed out of that and hitting the inside wall. Man, I just tried to stay in the top 10 the whole race, and then right there at the very end of the race, the last caution, the last restart, you seen what happened with Kyle. Kyle, I think I overheard he come up 34 something spots and pushed me to the win.
Absolutely, yeah. He started pretty far back there, up 34 spots to bring it home second. Now, I know you had quite a few teammates out there tonight, and I know I remember you from the Vigilante Racing League, man. Some of those guys came over here with y'all, and walk us through how that draft package was for you,
Man,
trying to make it to the front.
The draft package on these cars is horrible. I mean, I don't know. Me and Kyle, he would, like you said in the interview there, he was trying to hook up with me, and down that last backstretch, I was pumping the brake. I was hitting the brake for him to hit, to where he could get up to me, and I just never could get it. And obviously I didn't want to let up, but I knew that if I didn't, the rest of that pack was going to catch us. And the same way with James. James is awesome. Either me or him in front or back, man, we can move through the pack. James Jones, my teammates as well as Mike Wells. I mean, we know these cars. We know how to get through the pack with them, and I wish all 3 of us had been up here. It would have been a pretty epic ending.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna turn it over to Roger for a couple of questions.
Hey man, exciting racing. I was watching you a lot in practice, you and your 3 teammates. You guys seem to have it down. So not normally in the broadcast booth, I'm normally driving. So it's kind of interesting to see it from this side. I have a lot of knowledge with these cars. I run them. So to hear you say that you don't like the draft package, that's a relief to me because I don't like it either. But I talked to Kyle about the bubble and the air, and you started in 16th, so you had to keep that bubble there to pretty much run it. So you said that you hit the brake to let him hit you, so you were trying to break that bubble.
Yes.
Weren't you a little bit like, I know it impacts the push car more than it does the pushy. So that didn't scare you a little bit there at the end?
It definitely scared me because, I mean, you're in the lead. You don't want to give up. I mean, you don't want to give up any horsepower or speed or anything. But I do remember back in practice with my teammates, the only way that we were getting to each other was by pumping the brake just a little bit out of that turn 2 and letting them come up there and touching you. And you could just hear the RPMs jump. And he would be able to push you all the way to turn 3 and 4. James and Mike as well. We both would come into 3 and 4, and man, you could stay hooked up all the way through 4, and you'd have to let up a little bit out of 4, otherwise you're going to spin us. But you had to give up a little bit of speed to gain speed, I guess is the way I took it. And I'm no expert with these cars by no means. I actually don't like running these cars, but James, he came to me yesterday and he said, I found a race we need to run. And thankfully I decided to run it with him.
Yeah, ultimately bringing home the big payday for you. And but looking forward now to February 13th, 1 week before the Daytona 500. We're going to have the prelude to the 500. put on by Ron Morris Racing. We're going to be looking forward to seeing you in that one.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be there for that one for sure.
All right. Well, you have any shout outs or sponsor plugs you want to get out there tonight for the people watching?
Oh yeah, I run them on my car. We've got the, breast cancer awareness that we always want to, make sure everybody's aware, and then, autism awareness. James, that's really close to his heart, and then, Top Split Brotherhood. We started running this iRacing, year and a half, 2 years ago. I can't remember. And we met James on here, and it's me, James Jones, Mike Wells, Ben Klein, Matthew Francis, Matt Potter. I mean, all of us, that core group of guys, man, we have a blast on this game. And then you meet people like Kyle Spees, and then yourself, you guys. We get on these broadcasts, and it's just a blast. It's a huge community, and it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man. And we appreciate the plaudits, and once again, man, congrats on the race win, bringing home the checkered flag, the bragging rights, and most importantly, the $325 payday coming from taking home that win.
I think I'll get to run some more iRacing.
That'll pay for a 2-year subscription, I believe.
Yeah.
And once again, man, thank you for stopping by and chatting with us a little bit about the race win and all that. And hopefully we'll get to speak to you again if we have the opportunity to broadcast the prelude to the 500 on February 13th.
I appreciate it, guys. Great broadcast from Full Send, man. I appreciate it greatly.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
night,
you,
and
man.
Happy New Year.
You too.
And that's Josh Anderson, your race winner tonight, taking home a cold, hard $325 after winning the end of the year 250 presented by VigilanteRacing.com. And don't forget, when you go to VigilanteRacing.com and shop on their website, when you go to checkout, use promo code FULLSEND, FULLSEND, at checkout, and that will give you 10% off through the month of January. And once again, we want to appreciate you stopping by here at Full Send Broadcast Network. For Roger, I'm Jacob, signing off here on Full Send Broadcast Network. We'll see you again at the next big broadcast that we have, possibly be February 13th for the prelude to the 500. Thank you once again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.